The next type of function operation we're going to cover is multiplication. Multiplication isn't bad. You have kind of already did this in previous classes with using the method that we call the box method. Okay, so when you were going from like factored form of a quadratic to standard form, you would have indirectly did multiplication of functions. So the way it can look is f of x times g of x, or f of x times g of x. Okay, and the way I'm going to do this personally is I'm going to use the box method. Of multiplying, and what that's going to let me do is be really organized and when you get to function operation, organization, neatness is key. Okay, so I'll go to page 13, I believe, 14, for function operations, multiplying functions. Again, I'll start with the first one. If you see I have f times g of x, so I'm going to rewrite this as f of x times g of x, and then I want to plug in the function for f of x. So 2x plus 1 times g of x, which was 3x minus 5. Now, I said the box method, so let's actually talk about what the box method is. It's essentially a box, okay? Now, the size of the box is going to vary depending on how many terms you have. Okay, and remember, a term is separated by addition and subtraction signs. So in this particular question, I have two terms for f of x. So I have 2x and 1. And now I'm going to split my box. And for g of x, I have 3x and minus 5. The only time I put signs on these boxes is if it is a negative. If not, I just leave it positive. Then you multiply them. So 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is x squared. 1 times 3x is 3x. 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. And then you combine like terms. Again, I have an x squared. It's by itself. I have an x term and an x term with a degree of 1. And then I have a constant term. Again, you want to write your answer highest degree to lowest degree. So 6x squared, 3x, plus 3x plus negative 10x plus negative 5. So you add everything inside this box. And again, 6x squared is just 6x squared. 3x plus negative 10, or 3 plus negative 10 is minus 7. X plus negative 5 is just minus 5. So this is my answer. Try a little bit harder one. So something with h in it. We'll do f. So f of x, again, is just 2x plus 1 times h of x, which is negative 2x squared plus 11x minus 7. Now, I said this one is harder, but if you can do one, you can do the other. Reason being, it's the same exact concept, okay? I'm going to draw a box. I have 2x plus 1. So I have two terms. I have 2x. I then have a 1. For my next function, I'm going to put it on the left side. It's negative 2x squared. My next term is 11x. And my last term is negative 7. Now I just go through here and multiply everything. So 2 times 2 is 4. X squared times x is x cubed. Don't forget about this negative. 1 times 2 is 2, but it's a negative. And then x squared is just x squared. 2 times 11 is 22. X squared. 1 times 11 is 11. And then x is just x. 2 times negative 7, negative 14. X. And then 1 times negative 7 is just negative 7. Again, I like to highlight my common terms or like terms. So 2x squared is going to pair with 22x squared. 11x is going to pair with negative 14x. And then negative 7 is going to be by itself. So again, I'm going to go through this one a little bit quicker and actually skip this step right here where I highlighted, or when I wrote down some extra stuff, because I know everything is addition. Negative 4x cubed is by itself. 2x squared, 22x squared, I want to add those. So 22 plus negative 2 is just 20. Negative 14 plus 11 is negative 3x. And then plus negative 7 is just simply negative 7. And that should be my answer.